My beloved child, before this message reaches its deepest revelation, I need you to make a promise to yourself. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What you are about to hear may seem impossible at first, but every word carries a meaning meant specifically for the person listening right now. There is a story unfolding behind the scenes of your life, a story you never expected, a story that has remained hidden for far longer than you realize. At this very moment, there is someone whose heart has been carrying a truth they have never fully spoken aloud. Someone who thought they had already chosen their path. Someone who believed their future had already been written. Yet despite everything that appears settled on the surface, something unexpected has begun to happen. A feeling they tried to ignore has continued to grow stronger. A thought they tried to dismiss keeps returning. A memory they attempted to leave behind refuses to fade away. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The title of this message may have already stirred your curiosity. Your soulmate is already married. But what they did next will shock you. Now listen carefully, because this is not a story about breaking promises or causing pain. This is a story about realization. This is a story about understanding what truly matters. This is a story about a heart awakening to a truth it never expected to face. For a long time, this person believed they understood exactly what their life would become. Their days followed familiar patterns. Their responsibilities filled every corner of their schedule. They smiled when expected. They continued forward because that was what everyone around them believed they should do. Yet deep inside, a quiet question remained unanswered. Why did something still feel incomplete? At first, they ignored the feeling. Then they buried the feeling. Then they convinced themselves the feeling would disappear. But it did not. Instead, it grew stronger with every passing week. Have you ever felt that something important was approaching even when you could not explain why? Have you ever sensed that life was preparing a surprise just beyond your view? That is exactly where this story begins. Somewhere, without warning, your soulmate started noticing signs. Small moments that seemed meaningless at first. A familiar song appearing at unexpected times. A dream that felt more real than reality itself. A strange sense of recognition whenever they imagined the future. None of it made sense. Yet each experience pointed toward the same mysterious direction. They could not explain it. They could not understand it. And most importantly, they could not ignore it. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What happened next changed everything. One evening, while sitting alone with their thoughts, they began reflecting on every major decision they had ever made. They replayed years of memories. They revisited forgotten moments. They searched for answers inside experiences they thought were already behind them. And then something extraordinary happened. For the first time, they stopped asking what everyone else expected from them. Instead, they asked what their heart had been trying to tell them all along. That single question opened a door they never expected to find. Behind that door was a realization. A realization so powerful that it shook their entire understanding of life. Because deep inside, they recognize that some connections cannot be explained through logic alone. Some connections remain present no matter how much time passes. Some connections continue calling to us even when we try to move in another direction. The more they reflected, the clearer everything became. Memories they thought were forgotten returned. Feelings they believed had disappeared resurfaced. Dreams they abandoned came back stronger than ever. And suddenly, they understood why nothing had ever felt completely finished. There was still an unfinished chapter waiting to be written. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now here is where the story becomes even more surprising. Instead of ignoring these realizations, your soulmate decided to do something they had never done before. They became completely honest with themselves. No excuses. No distractions. No pretending. Just honesty. And honesty has a remarkable way of revealing truths that fear keeps hidden. The moment they stopped running from their emotions, clarity arrived. Not all at once. Not dramatically. But steadily. Like sunlight slowly filling a dark room. Every day brought another realization. Every week brought another answer. Every quiet moment brought another piece of the puzzle. Soon they began recognizing patterns that had existed for years without being noticed. Moments that once seemed random suddenly carried meaning. Encounters that appeared ordinary suddenly felt significant. Even coincidences started feeling less like accidents and more like guidance. What shocked them most was not what they discovered. It was how long the truth had been standing in front of them. The signs had always been there. The clues had always existed. The answers had always been waiting. Yet they had only now become ready to see them. And that readiness changed everything. Because once a person sees the truth, they cannot return to seeing the world the same way again. A transformation begins. A new awareness emerges. A different future starts taking shape. Your soulmate entered that transformation without fully realizing where it would lead. But every step brought them closer to an astonishing discovery. One that connected directly to you. One that connected directly to this very moment. One that connected directly to why you are hearing these words right now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next part of this story contains a revelation your soulmate never expected. A realization that turned uncertainty into purpose and questions into clarity. And when that moment arrived, nothing remained the same. The truth was finally ready to reveal itself. A strange silence settled over your soulmate's heart after their realization. It was not the silence of confusion. It was the silence that appears when someone finally sees a truth they have been avoiding for years. And what happened next became the moment that changed everything. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next revelation is something your soulmate never imagined they would experience. For days, they carried this realization quietly. They continued with their routines. They smiled when people spoke to them. They completed responsibilities. Yet beneath the surface, something remarkable was happening. Every ordinary moment suddenly felt different. Every familiar place seemed to hold a hidden message. Every sunrise felt like a reminder that life was preparing something unexpected. The more they listened to their heart, the clearer the truth became. They were no longer asking whether something was missing. They already knew the answer. The real question had become why this feeling continued growing stronger despite every effort to move beyond it. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the moment that shocked them. One evening, they found themselves looking through old memories. Not because they planned to. Not because they were searching for answers. It happened naturally, almost as if life itself was guiding them toward something important. Memory after memory appeared before them. Small details they had forgotten. Tiny moments they once considered meaningless. Yet now every piece seemed connected. And then they noticed something extraordinary. A pattern. A pattern so clear that it left them speechless. The happiest visions they had ever imagined for their future all contained the same feeling. The same energy. The same connection. The same unexplainable presence. No matter how many years passed. No matter how many circumstances changed. No matter how many distractions appeared. That feeling remained. It never disappeared. It never faded. It simply waited. And when they finally recognized this truth, everything inside them shifted. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate began realizing that life had been teaching them lessons all along. Every challenge had prepared them for greater understanding. Every delay had developed patience. Every unanswered question had created wisdom. What once felt like obstacles now appeared to be stepping stones. Suddenly, events that never made sense started fitting together like pieces of an enormous puzzle. Moments of disappointment. Moments of uncertainty. Moments of waiting. Each one had a purpose. Each one had meaning. Each one had quietly guided them toward a deeper understanding of themselves. And then came a revelation so surprising that they could hardly believe it. The thing they thought was holding them back was actually helping them grow. The thing they thought was delaying their future was preparing them for it. The thing they thought was the end of a story was only the beginning of a much larger chapter. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As these realizations continued, your soulmate started changing in ways nobody expected. Their priorities shifted. Their perspective evolved. They became less concerned with appearances and more focused on truth. They became less interested in what looked perfect and more interested in what felt genuine. People around them noticed the difference. Friends noticed it. Family noticed it. Even strangers seemed to sense that something had changed. There was a new calmness in their spirit. A new confidence in their decisions. A new clarity in their eyes. Yet nobody knew the reason. Nobody knew that behind this transformation was a realization connected to a future they had never fully understood before. And here is where the story becomes even more fascinating. The closer they moved toward this realization, the more signs began appearing. Unexpected conversations. Perfect timing. Remarkable coincidences. Moments that seemed impossible to explain. Each experience felt like another confirmation that they were moving in the right direction. At first they dismissed these moments as random. Then they noticed there were too many to ignore. One coincidence can be chance. Two coincidences may be luck. But when signs continue appearing again and again, people begin paying attention. And that is exactly what happened. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One morning they woke up with an overwhelming sense that something important was approaching. They could not explain why. There was no obvious reason for the feeling. Yet it remained with them throughout the entire day. Hours passed. Nothing happened. Then more hours passed. Still nothing happened. But deep inside, they knew they were standing near a turning point. And eventually, they discovered why. Because the greatest changes in life rarely arrive with noise. They arrive quietly. They arrive unexpectedly. They arrive when nobody is looking. Your soulmate was approaching one of those moments. A moment that would completely transform how they viewed their future. A moment that would reveal something they never expected to learn. A moment connected directly to the mysterious feeling that refused to leave their heart. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As they reflected on everything they had learned, one truth became impossible to deny. They could continue pretending nothing had changed, or they could acknowledge what their heart already knew. And for the first time in a very long time, they chose honesty. That decision became the beginning of an incredible transformation. Because honesty creates clarity. Clarity creates courage. And courage creates movement. Your soulmate had finally reached the point where movement was unavoidable. Not reckless movement. Not impulsive movement. Purposeful movement. The kind that occurs when someone finally understands what truly matters. The kind that occurs when someone finally recognizes the difference between merely existing and genuinely living. And once that realization arrived, there was no turning back. The future was beginning to reveal itself. Because in the next part, your soulmate encounters a revelation that changes the direction of their journey forever. A discovery hidden in plain sight. A truth that had been waiting patiently for the perfect moment to appear. And when that moment finally arrives, the shock is greater than anything they ever imagined. An unforgettable moment was approaching, and your soulmate could feel it. They could not see it clearly yet. They could not explain it to anyone around them. But deep inside, there was an undeniable certainty that life was preparing to reveal something extraordinary. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happened next became the turning point they would remember for the rest of their life. For weeks, they had been following the quiet voice inside their heart. Not a loud voice. Not a dramatic voice. Just a gentle feeling that kept guiding them toward deeper understanding. Every day brought another realization. Every reflection uncovered another truth. Every step forward seemed to reveal a hidden piece of a much larger picture. At first, they believed the answers would arrive through logic. Then they believed the answers would arrive through time. But eventually they discovered something surprising. The answers were arriving through awareness. The more aware they became, the more clearly they could see what had always been present. And what they saw left them stunned. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One day, while reflecting on their life journey, they began comparing who they were years ago to who they had become now. The difference was remarkable. The person they used to be was focused on expectations. The person they had become was focused on authenticity. The person they used to be worried about appearances. The person they had become cared about truth. That realization alone was powerful. But what came next was even more shocking. They suddenly recognized that every major lesson they had learned pointed toward the same destination. Every challenge had refined them. Every delay had strengthened them. Every unanswered question had expanded their wisdom. Nothing had been wasted. Nothing had been meaningless. Nothing had happened without purpose. And when they finally understood that, a wave of peace washed over them. For the first time in years, they stopped asking, "Why did this happen?" Instead, they asked, "What was this preparing me for?" The answer changed everything. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the days passed, your soulmate noticed that their intuition was becoming stronger than ever before. Certain thoughts arrived with unusual clarity. Certain feelings carried unusual certainty. Certain moments felt as though they were part of a story larger than themselves. Then something happened that they could not ignore. A simple conversation. An ordinary moment. A completely unexpected reminder. Yet somehow, that small event unlocked an enormous realization. It felt as though a missing key had finally been found. Suddenly everything connected. The confusion. The waiting. The uncertainty. The lessons. The growth. The transformation. All of it made sense. Every experience had been leading them toward a deeper understanding of what truly matters in life. And once they saw that truth, they could never unsee it. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What shocked them most was not the realization itself. It was how obvious the truth seemed once it finally appeared. Sometimes the most important answers remain hidden not because they are complicated, but because we are not yet ready to receive them. Your soulmate had finally become ready. Ready to see. Ready to understand. Ready to embrace a future they had never fully imagined before. And as that readiness grew, so did their confidence. The fear that once held them back began fading. The uncertainty that once clouded their vision started disappearing. The hesitation that once controlled their choices lost its power. Something remarkable was happening. For the first time, they felt aligned with their true self. And that alignment created momentum. Powerful momentum. The kind of momentum that changes lives. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the revelation that nobody saw coming. While reflecting on the people who had influenced their journey, they realized something extraordinary. Certain individuals had entered their life for a season. Others had entered for a lesson. Others had entered to help them grow. But there was one connection that felt completely different. One connection that refused to fit into any ordinary category. One connection that seemed to transcend time, distance, and circumstance. The more they thought about it, the stronger this realization became. It was not based on convenience. It was not based on expectations. It was not based on appearances. It was based on something deeper. Something enduring. Something impossible to ignore. And once they recognized this truth, their entire perspective shifted. The future no longer looked uncertain. The future looked meaningful. The future looked purposeful. The future looked alive with possibility. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this transformation continued, your soulmate began noticing opportunities appearing where obstacles once stood. New possibilities emerged. New ideas surfaced. New paths became visible. It felt almost as though life itself was responding to their newfound clarity. Doors that once seemed closed suddenly appeared slightly open. Questions that once seemed impossible suddenly felt answerable. Dreams that once seemed distant suddenly felt achievable. The change was undeniable. And everyone around them could sense it. People noticed a different energy. A different confidence. A different light within them. Yet nobody understood the real reason. Nobody knew that behind this transformation was a realization that had completely changed the direction of their journey. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came a night unlike any other. A quiet evening. No distractions. No interruptions. Just time alone with their thoughts. And during that evening, they experienced a moment of clarity so powerful that it felt unforgettable. A realization arrived. Not gradually. Not slowly. Instantly. Like lightning illuminating a dark sky. Everything suddenly made sense. The waiting had a purpose. The lessons had a purpose. The delays had a purpose. The uncertainty had a purpose. Every chapter had been preparing them for this exact realization. And when they finally understood it, tears of gratitude nearly filled their eyes. Because the answer they had searched for was never truly lost. It had been growing quietly within them all along. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now your soulmate stood at the edge of a new beginning. They were no longer the person they had been when this journey started. They had grown wiser. Stronger. More aware. More aligned with their deepest truth. And because of that transformation, they were finally ready for what came next. Ready for the revelation. Ready for the encounter. Ready for the moment that would connect every piece of the puzzle together. A moment so surprising that they never could have predicted it. A moment that would make them realize why every twist and turn of their journey had been necessary. A moment that would reveal the true meaning behind everything they had experienced. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because in the next part, the mystery reaches a level no one expects. The hidden truth steps fully into the light. The final pieces begin falling into place. And when your soulmate discovers what has been waiting for them all along, the revelation becomes more powerful than anything they imagined.